See something here. Yeah, everything good. So once you have your props, I invite you to take your left hand, make a fist. So once you have your fist, find middle finger and ring finger. Then see where they meet on your palm. Replace the tips with your thumb. And relax your hand as you keep the thumb pressing on that point, which is addressing our pericardial meridian. Close your eyes, find your sit bones firmly grounded, a long spine elevation through the crown of your head. As you keep grounding through sit bones and shins. And keeping your awareness on this point through the pressure of the thumb. Every deeper inhale, bring your awareness to your heart center. Let it expand in all directions. Every longer exhale, let the rib cage float back to your midline. As you keep deeply inhaling into the center of your chest, your heart center, visualize energy in the form of light or heat growing from this center and expanding, filling the entire chest, the entire rib cage. Every longer exhale, let your ribs float back to the midline. And keeping this awareness of breath, your gaze inwards, I invite you to find a rabbit. So for the rabbit, simply tuck your toes, maybe place your hands on the ground, forehead or crown of the head rather, to the ground. Maybe for you the hips are more forwards, maybe they stay back. Make it your own rabbit. As long as the forehead is pointing towards you, crown of the head towards the ground. Once you have your rabbit, deepen your breath. On every inhale, make every longer exhale melt all your cells back to center. Now I invite you to bring your awareness of this heat or light that was in the center of your chest. I invite you to let it flow to the center of your head, the center of your cranium now. So as you are in rabbit, every deeper inhale, let the energy in the form of heat or light expand from the center of your head, the center of your brain, and fill your skull. We will keep the rabbit another few minutes. So if you need to make any adjustments with your hands, perhaps they've been to the ground instead of being on the ground, you'd rather have them to the sides of your bodies. Or perhaps you'd like to be on your elbows. Just make sure that the points that you are on the crown of your head, is one where you feel stable. Whenever your mind starts to wander, bring your focus back to your deep inhales in the center of your head. Your longer exhales to let all your cells melt back to your midline. Make this your last deep inhale. On your longer exhale, slowly shift the hips back to the heels and find a child pose of your choice, either with the hands over head level or with the arms next to your body. And once you have a child pose of your choice, keep deepening the breath in the center of your skull, but now bring the focus maybe 2 fingers down. So you're still in the middle of the head, but 2 fingers lower down from before. On every deeper inhale, let the energy in the form of light or heat expand to fill the head space. Every longer exhale, let all the cells of your body melt back to your midline. Mm. For your last few moments in your child's pose, feel free to make any adjustments. Check in with all the joints and make sure none of them is holding onto anything. If one of them is holding, just let something drop. Make this your last deep inhale in your child's pose. And if your arms were to your sides, slowly shift them so that they land above head level. From here, start to shift your butt up towards the sky. And when the hips land above the knees, start to walk the hands a little forwards to find your melting heart. You can tuck the toes here. And then your melting heart, if it's really challenging for the neck, then place your forehead to the ground. Otherwise, I invite you to place the chin down. Once you find your own melting heart, take a deep inhale all the way to the pelvic floor and heels, full body. As you exhale, gently melt the back of the heart into the ground. In your melting heart, bring your awareness from the center of your head, where your energy was stemming from. Mindfully shift that center to the center of your throat. And for the next few moments, on every deeper inhale, let the energy expand from the center of your throat in all directions. You can visualize it as light or heat, expanding more and more on every inhale. Every longer exhale lets all the cells of your body melt back to your midline. If you have any shoulder trouble and melting heart is a little too intense on your shoulders, of course, I invite you to bend the elbows a little bit to decrease the weight on your shoulders. And for our last few moments here, bring your awareness from the center of your throat. Let the energy flow from here to the center of your chest, so to your heart center. Every deeper inhale, let the energy expand from the middle of the heart center in all directions as you visualize heat or light expanding. Every longer exhale, let all your ribs float back to your midline. Check in with all your joints, make sure all of them are relaxed. Check in with the back of your heart. Could it be heavier? Check in with your neck, your chin, your jaw. Could something be softer? Make this your last deep inhale here. On your longer exhale, untuck the toes and slowly make your way to your belly. Forehead onto the hands. And simply simmer here for one moment. Observe all the little sensations arising for you in terms of heat, spaciousness, become aware of how your breath feels. Take one super deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly place your elbows slightly ahead of your shoulders. for a sphinx. Invitation to either gaze down or ahead or up. Once you have your neck position, start to shift the awareness from the center of your chest, the center of your heart, and let this energy flow to the center of your being, where your lower ribs are. So find the middle of your body there at the level of your lower ribs. And from this center, on every deeper inhale, let the energy in the form of light or heat expand in all directions. Every longer exhale, let something drop from the lower ribs as you let all the cells of your body melt back to your midline. For your next few moments here, feel free to either stay in your Sphinx, or you could explore the baby, adolescent, or adult seal. Whichever seal you take, the fingers are pointing outwards, elbows are locked. And once you have the locked elbows, the shoulders can float up. And you can pick your favorite neck position. This is the baby seal. This would be an adolescent. And this would be an adult. With the adult, the fingers are pointing completely outwards. If you have decided to take a seal, you can also keep the baby or the adolescent for a few moments. After a few moments, you can explore the adult. It is your own exploration. But try to keep your seals at least 1 or 2 minutes each, whichever one or ones you want to explore. Whenever your mind starts to wander, bring your awareness back to your deep inhales, in the center of your body, where the lower ribs are, right in the middle. Every inhale lets the energy expand from here. Every longer exhale Let all your cells melt back to center, to your midline. If you've been exploring the seal, make this your last deep inhale in seal. As you exhale, bring the elbows back down for your Sphinx first. And after a few breaths here in Sphinx, take one last deep inhale. As you exhale, release forehead onto the hands. Just simmer here for one moment. Notice the areas of heat, length, spaciousness. How does your breath feel now? Now make this your last deep inhale here. As you exhale, clench the hands underneath your shoulders, tuck the toes under. Come through tabletop to a very short downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale to find your swan, which is like your pigeon and yang. Once you find your swan, check in with your toes at the front. Make sure they are pointed to protect the knee. Unless your hip is at 90 degrees, then you can flex the foot. Then place your hands down. And for this swan exploration today, we will keep the hands, not the elbows down. The hands. And I invite you to take a neck position which triggers something for you. Once you have your swan, bring the awareness to this energy, which was in the middle, right in your core, where your lower ribs are. And let this energy flow to the center of your pelvis. Once you have it in the center of your pelvis, every deeper inhale, let this energy in the form of light or heat expand in all directions, filling the pelvis completely. On every longer exhale, as you let something drop from the hip, the right hip, the front of your left hip, on your pelvic floor, also let all the cells of your body melt back to your midline. For your last couple of moments here, check in with all the joints. Maybe something you can let drop a little further. And again, if your mind just started to wander elsewhere, bring it back to your pelvis and to the energy that lives here and that expands on every deeper inhale. Every longer exhale lets you soften. Make this your last deep inhale. Slowly as you exhale, tuck the toes, strong arms, to come back to down dog. Just for one moment. And in down dog, deepen your breath. Notice any differences between the left side and the right side of your body in terms of heat, length. Notice how your breath feels here. And bring your awareness to your midline. Then inhale, left leg up. Exhale to swan on the left. Remember to find a stable base. And place your hands down. We will stay on the hands on this side also. Pick your favorite neck position. Once you have it, deepen the breath in the pelvis. On every deeper inhale, let the energy expand from the center of the pelvis in all directions. Every longer exhale, let something drop from the left hip, front of the right hip, pelvic floor, neck, shoulders. Let everything melt. And let every cell of your body come back to your midline. Your last few moments here, check in with all the joints. Make sure nothing is holding. And keep your awareness focused on this energy that lives in the center of your pelvis. Make this your last deep inhale. No longer exhale, tuck the back toes, plant the hands, come to your downward facing dog. Notice any differences or similarities now between right and left sides of your body. Notice how your breath feels. And bring your awareness to your midline. How does it feel? Does the energy feel a little more grounded? Does it flow a little better from top to bottom? On your next exhale, slowly come to sit on your heels, lower the knees. And our last one is frog. So prepare your blanket, triple folded for your knees to land on. And grab a hold of a pillow or a bolster. So for frog, knees will be on the blanket. Knees, ankles, and hips 90 degrees. The bolster underneath the pelvis to support the pelvis, but also under the chest to support your chest. So find your frog, check in with all the joints, make sure they're 90 degrees. Check in with the hips, are they in line with the knees? Is your pelvis on your bolster? Once it is, start to melt onto your bolster. Bring your gaze back inwards. And start to shift the awareness from the center of your pelvis to about 1 or 2 centimeters down from previously. So you'll still be right at the core of your pelvis, but a bit lower down. On every deeper inhale, let the energy expand from this point right in the core of your pelvis. Let it extend in all directions. And on every longer exhale, let all your cells melt back to your midline. If your mind starts to wander, check in with all your joints and make sure nothing is holding onto anything. Let them drop. Ankles, knees, the hips, your entire torso, shoulders, neck, head. Make this your last deep inhale. On your longer exhale, slowly point the toes towards each other without moving the legs too much. So just the toes. And place the hands down, and using the hands, shift the torso back, wiggle the hips gently, and perhaps you can slide on that blanket to bring the knees slightly more towards one another, but let a lot of space between them. So you'll land with the knees quite far apart. You'll be sitting on your heels. Make yourself comfortable. Once your knees are quite far apart and you're sitting on your heels, start to ground through your sit bones here. Find a long spine, elevation through the crown of your head. And take your right hand and place it on your lower dantian, so really close to your pubic bone, in the midline. Your left hand in front of your chest, in front of your heart center. And so the right hand is in front of your pelvic center, left in front of your heart center, in line with each other. Now we'll do a visualization for the last few minutes, so you can close your eyes. And on every longer exhales, visualize your two hands gliding to meet midway. Every deeper inhale, visualize them gliding from midway to where they actually are. If you feel like energetically there's a little motion also happening with your spine, super, super gentle and subtle, then let it happen, yeah? But it's mainly a visualization. So every deeper inhale, visualize your hands going from where they'd met midway all the way back to where they actually are. Every longer exhale, let them glide to meet midway from where they are. And as you deepen every breath here, lengthen every exhale, notice any discrepancies in the energy flow. Perhaps you have way more heat underneath one hand than underneath the other. Perhaps when your hands glide to meet, you find in your imagination, of course, points that feel less warm or less light, depending on what energy feels like to you. Maybe you're visualizing light, maybe heat, maybe both. So notice if there are any discrepancies in the flow. And for the next few moments, as you deepen every inhale and lengthen every exhale, I invite you to make this energy flow more homogeneously, I don't know the word, in a more homogeneous way. Let that flow be more equal. And the more you practice this, it could be 5, 10, 15 minutes. the more you'll notice the energy flow start to be equal. The heat in front of left and right hand will start to feel more equal. We'll stay on this visualization and breath for a few more moments. To really become aware of that Baomai meridian, this meridian that links the heart with the center of our pelvis in both men and women. The more the energy flows here, the more your actual temperature might feel warmer. So if you're in a cold country, maybe you start feeling really warm. One last deep inhale, let the energy gather in the hands. As you exhale, slowly release, place your hands, palms facing your kidneys. So your kidneys are right in front of your lower ribs in the back body there. Place your hands here and let the heat from the hands spread to your kidneys. Every longer exhale, let the energy flow from the two kidneys via two lines to the center of your pelvis. Every deeper inhale, let the energy flow from the center of pelvis through these two lines that are the bowel walk to the kidneys. Just a few breaths to also become aware of this energy flow, this exchange. One last deep inhale into the kidneys. As you exhale, release the hands. Now you can bring the knees together to really sit on your heels. Find your sit bones, long spine, elevation through the crown of your head. As you keep grounding, then place your palms on the pelvic center. Close your eyes. And deepen your breath here. Every deeper inhale, let the energy expand from the center of your pelvis in all directions. Every longer exhale, let all your cells melt back to the midline. 2 more breaths here. Next longer exhale, let the energy flow to the ground. Release your palms, let the energy from the palms go towards the ground. Slowly open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me, everyone. Sorry about all the noises of India. I hope you enjoyed the practice today. 2 opportunities to explore the Baomai and all sorts of, thank you, all sorts of practices for the heart and the Bao space, the womb space in women, the room of sperm in men. You can come to Corfu at Elea Yoga in June from the 11th to the 17th. I'm running a 50-hour course there. You can check out the website of Elea. It's linked to my website. And also another opportunity at the end of September from the 24th to the 30th. Thank you so much for joining. And I'm really sorry about all the noises of India, but it's also magical, right? Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Yes, exactly, magical sounds. And also magical sunset. I'm like 200 degrees. Thank you, everyone.